Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to Universal Chronicles. I am Riley. It's a nice, beautiful day outside. Unfortunately, my shoulder and neck is bothering me. I need a massage therapist myself. um, Today, I'm doing the So You Want a Wife video for my brothers. But before I get into that, I want to thank you all who have watched, whether it was a few minutes or the whole thing. I want to thank you for hitting the like button. I want to thank you for subscribing. All good energy is appreciated. So before we get off into So You Want a Wife, there was a few things that came to mind that is for both husband and wife, for each individual. And I hope y'all can hear me. As an individual, and especially going into any kind of relationship, whether business, personal, or romantic, you have to be teachable. Like, you have to be teachable. You can't walk around like you got it all together and you know everything, because no one knows everything and no one has got it all together. I don't care how much they look like they well put together or how they dress or whatever. On the inside, it ain't all the way together, because if it was, they wouldn't even be here. Truth be told. So yeah, whether you a woman or a man seeking a husband or a wife, you need to be teachable, because you don't know everything. You have to be able to accept constructional criticism from your significant other and not take offense to everything, especially when they trying to teach you something. You have to be apt to teach. You have to be open to learn new things. You need to keep an open mind, because a lot of times the way we believe is how our parents taught us how to believe, and so we won't accept anything from somebody else because our parents told us that, and that's the truth, and it's set in stone. No. The times change, so belief systems change. You have to update your belief system and thoughts according to the times, or you get left behind, or miss the train, or whatever. So you both need to be teachable. You have to be willing to learn. The other thing is honoring the authenticity of one another. Are you going to be able and be open and be confident in allowing your significant other to be who they are? And what I mean by that is, there are brothers who don't really like outspoken women. They prefer their women to be quiet and not say certain things, which is whack. That's just my opinion. It's whack. And to me, I believe when a man doesn't want his woman to be outspoken, he is dealing with some kind of insecurity within himself, and he feels like he needs to have power in some way over that woman. So he prefer for her not to say certain things, especially if she about to spill some truth. Because sometimes her words may cut, and she not even trying to do that, but if the shoe fit, whatever. So yeah, will you allow your significant other to be who they are? And I'm learning every day that scripture, don't be, do not be unequally yoked, is more about your frequency and your vibrations than anything. Because at one point I thought it was like, oh, if that person got some really bad habits, they drink too much, or they smoke too much, or they do this too much, or I don't like that they do this, or they hang around these type of people. That's a part of it. That's like the superficial part of it, but the depth of it is frequency, vibrations. You can't be in union with somebody who vibing way lower than you. It's not gonna work. Cause what you say will go over their head. They won't understand where you coming from. You will understand where they coming from, but they won't understand where you coming from because they haven't been up. If you always been on this level, you can't see from a perspective on this level because you haven't reached that level yet. So don't expect people who haven't been there, or people who haven't woken up, or been enlightened to understand where you coming from, because your perception is higher, is different. So yeah, you need to ask yourself that if you are going to allow that person to be who they are going to accept them for who they are. And this is the most important thing. Um, are you spiritually discerning? Is your intuition sharp? That's most important. Because if you can spiritually discern, then you'll know how to move. You'll know how to maneuver some things. You'll know how to deal with your significant other. That's necessary because, say for instance, my sisters. When they got a lot on their mind and they thinking, some of them like to play the game, and they think while they playing the game they don't really like to too much talk about, whatever they got on their mind. They just like to process it internally. If you can't spiritually discern when he's in that phase, you will chop it off as he ignoring you, he being lazy, everything but what it is, which could cause problems. Because while you thinking, oh, he ignoring me, he ain't doing this, all he do is discern. Same thing for my brothers. If your woman, wife, whatever, significant other is emotional, is she emotional maybe because she had a realization of something that happened back when she was little, and she's dealing with it, she's working through it, and she's healing. You have to spiritually discern and know that this is a time for you not to be stern, but to be gentle, and to try and be as understanding as you can, versus saying, why you acting all emotional, what you doing all that crying for? Just discern what's happening with her, and allow your spirit to guide you in how you can help her along, how you can comfort her if it's even possible. But don't just chop it up till she just emotional. So spiritual discernment is crucial in any union. Now that I got that out the way, pretty much. So you want a wife, I'll ask the same questions that I asked the sisters. Do you know and love yourself? Again, it's important. If you don't know yourself, you don't know what you want. You may think you know what you want, then when you get it, you realize, oh shit, this ain't it. This ain't what I wanted. I thought it was. And you have to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you will put up with things that make you unhappy, that make you miserable. All because you want to be loved, you want to feel wanted, you want to feel needed, but in the process of doing all that, you hurting yourself. So it's important that you know and love yourself. Know who you are as a soul. Know who you are as an individual. I don't even think a lot of people really know who they are, for the most part, until they go through an awakening and start realizing a lot of what they believed is not really them. It's just the pre-programming of the environment they grew up in, and parents, family, stuff like that. It's necessary to deal with any traumas that you dealt with in your life, whether childhood, teenage years, early adulthood, whatever disappointments, hurt, pain that you experience is necessary to heal it, because if you don't, again, you may self-sabotage yourself. You may really meet somebody who's nice, but because of your unresolved issues, you could push them away or hurt them. Especially if you have parent issues. I can't even turn my neck around all the way. I don't want to take no muscle relaxer. I just don't. I don't like taking this stuff. Anyway, like I had daddy issues, right? I did. I had daddy issues. My daddy ghosted me before I was even born. Then he ghosted me again as a young adult. And I didn't realize it until some months ago that I had daddy issues. I didn't think I had daddy issues. I always thought, shoot, he wasn't never around, so I don't really know him like that. So how could I miss somebody that I never knew? It's not so much about missing, it's just knowing that he was supposed to be there and he wasn't there. And then as a child, you look around and you see other children and they got their parents, both parents. Some may only have one parent. As a child, you have all kinds of thoughts. And then especially if you sit and watch TV and you watch shows like The Cosby Show and Partridge Family, things like that. Family Matters. And you like, why I didn't get that? Where my daddy at? Why he ain't here? You have plenty of unanswered questions. So when I realized I have had daddy issues, it affected me in ways that I didn't realize until a few months ago. Like in dealing with men romantically, I would become codependent on them and thought it was love, but it really wasn't love. I was searching for something. I was searching for love from a male figure because my dad wasn't around. In doing that, I was also putting myself in alignment to be hurt. So that's what I mean by dealing with those kind of issues. They could affect the decisions you make as it relates to your romantic partners, even your friendships. Same thing with people who have mommy issues, especially guys. They have mommy issues. They tend to look at women from the perspective or from the eyes, the way that they look at their mom, as if all women are the same. All women do whatever it is their mom did or didn't do. And they treat them as such, to the point where either they push them away or they make them feel less than because they trying to keep themselves from being hurt. Yeah. Anyway, so watch your triggers. You know, if I know if men say certain things to me, it used to bother me when they said certain things. Those was triggers. Even Bay is a trigger for me. Like, if you call everybody Bay, don't be calling me Bay, cause I'm not in the clique with everybody else. Don't call me Bay. I need something that's all for me on my own, cause I'm an individual and I'm in a group all by myself. Yeah, or love. If you call everybody love, don't call me love. If you call everybody love, no. So those was the kind of triggers that I had. Again, stewardship. Are you a responsible person when it comes to taking care of business? Pay your bills on time. Are you one of them brothers that like to spend all their money on shoes and worry about the bills later? Or do you pay the bills and then worry about your shoes? Which brother are you? Um, yeah, like I said, the questions is pretty much the same because it should be done on both sides. Each individual needs to have a level of stability with and around themselves before they enter a union with a significant other. Um, and stability in regards to not only finances but emotional stability and spiritual stability. Have you already set a firm foundation for yourself first? Um, Compromise. Again, that's always going to come up. Are you willing, brothers, to compromise? Um, because it is required at times. Again, you're going into union with somebody who's probably had a totally different lifestyle. And sometimes their belief system may be different. Dang, that was a big old mosquito. I'm finna have to get from by this water. Go on now. Try not to kill him, but he pushing his luck. Uh, yeah, you have to be willing to compromise. I mean, you probably grew up believing a certain way, and they grew up believing a certain way. Uh, that doesn't necessarily mean that y'all can't flow together or be in union together. But there is some type of compromise that comes into play. Also, even like for men who don't, who prefer their wife not to work, they just want her to be like a homemaker and take care of the house and the family. But she may want to work. So the compromise comes in, well, you get a part-time job, maybe work 4 or 5 hours a day. I can do that. That's compromise. No, you can't work. You can't work. I need you here. I need to make sure my dinner done when I get home from work. All that. Yeah, compromise. Um, Another thing is, brothers, are y'all learning how to cook out there? I know some brothers, they mamas, they grandmamas, meat mamas, big mamas, Medias, they teach the boys how to cook. In some families, not all. They teach them how to wash clothes. They teach them how to clean up. Because I know some men that clean up better than a woman. And they have that place spotless clean. Um, but again, as individuals, those are things that we should know and do on our own prior to going into union with anybody. Right? Confidence. I didn't put this on the ladies. I probably should have. But brothers, are your confidence levels healthy or unhealthy? Um, if your confidence is on a healthy level, you won't feel inferior or insecure if you have an outspoken woman. You won't feel inferior. You won't feel like you're in competition with her. You allow her to be who she is. Like some men, they don't want their women to do certain things like mow the lawn or do certain type of jobs because they feel like it's a reflection of them and it makes them look bad. But if your significant other chooses to do those things on their own because it makes them happy or gives them some kind of peace or whatever it gives them, if they choose to do it, Why not let them do it? Why does there have to be a reflection on you in a bad way? It could be, well, he just acknowledged and accept her for who she is. That's what she want to do. So if a woman wants to go out and mow the grass because she feel like mowing the grass, that's just how she feeling that day. A man with a healthy confidence wouldn't be like, why you out there cutting the grass? Because really it's not about that. It's about, oh, he the man, and if the people, the neighbors and stuff, see his wife out there cutting the grass, they gonna think less of him. Well, what does it even matter? Y'all have an understanding. So whatever y'all choose to do in y'all's union is y'all's business. Other people's opinions don't matter. If y'all decide the man gonna stay home and the woman gonna go to work because she got it like that, whose business is it but y'all's? Right? Unhealthy confidence is when you feel inferior. You feel like you gotta be in control of everything, like every single thing. Sometimes you gotta know how to relinquish control. Anybody, man or woman, who feels like they have to be in control of everything is trying to prevent something from happening that they already experienced, in which that case they are not healed and eventually will sabotage their own happiness. Because you can't control everything. You got to leave room for God to do what he do. You can't control everything. So any person that feels like they have to control everything and they can't leave room for God, they have some more healing to do. And you can't control people. You can't control people. People be out here playing mind games. Anywho, you can't control everything. You have to leave room for the Most High God to do what he do. And brothers, are you ready to share your time, space, and resources with your significant other? You know us sisters, dang, I feel like, dang. You know us sisters be taking mad long in the restroom, be in the bathroom, especially those who like makeup. You know, you can expect bukus and bukus of makeup and those little color palettes and Crayola palettes and all that. Let me hurry up, because he about to mow the park. Yeah, you ready for that, the makeup, you know, the lashes laying around. Sometimes you may wake up with a lash in the bed. I don't wear them that much, but I have a time or two, and time or two I done woke up missing one. I don't care for the lashes that much, because that's too much work. But, yeah, I'm gonna have to walk and get away from here, so y'all can make sure y'all hear me. Where the heck my keys go? Oh. Hold on, y'all. Get up. Wait a minute. I'm almost done anyway. How about I just start walking back to the house? Where was I at? Yeah, you ready to share your time, space, and resources? The other thing about time, like for my brothers and my sisters, you gotta give each other space. Give each other space and give them some time to miss you. Like, you ain't gotta be up under them all the time, checking on them every 5 minutes, calling the phone, texting what you doing. Why? don't get in a relationship or a union and everything just be what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Where everything is repetition and y'all just like robots. You get up in the morning, the wife fix breakfast or somebody fix breakfast if y'all do that. Y'all may not do that in y'all house. Everybody go to work, kiss each other, have a good day. Like, don't do stuff out of obligation and repetition. Like the kissing goodbye every day. I don't know. Why you gotta kiss goodbye every day? Like, why you can't just be like, see you later, have a good day? If you feel like giving your significant other a kiss, just give them a kiss. But if you don't, why is it a big deal if you don't? Like, I don't know. I think we be mimicking and copying a lot of stuff that we see on TV. That ain't how we have to do it just because they show it that way on TV. We can do it the way we felt led to do it within ourselves. We can do it according to the people that we are, not who we programmed to be. So that is pretty much it. I'm pretty sure I missed a few things, and when they come to me, I would definitely be back. Who done lost all these masks? Oh, y'all got vaccines now. Y'all just throwing masks on the ground. Right? Hope y'all having a good day. I'm about to go relax and put a hot towel on my neck and shoulder and my traps. But yeah, that's pretty much